Welcome to Fight Club 24/7. My name's Johnny Rashman. Right, let's get straight into it. Tommy Fury, Jake Paul, the saga rumbles on. Jake Paul's put out a ridiculous offer claiming that he will fight Tommy Fury in the UK if Tommy Fury accepts £500,000. Right, okay. Right. It's just nonsense, right? As I keep saying, Jake Paul will prey on his followers who are non-boxing fans, the ones that are probably just coming into boxing. They don't really understand the economics of the sport or how boxing works, right? So I'll tell you, when a fighter gets paid, right, they don't keep all the money, right? They're fucking happy if they keep half of it, to be quite honest with you. So, for example, if someone's getting £100,000 as a purse, right, they have to pay the managers, they have to pay the promoters, they have to pay the trainers, they have to pay tax, right? They've got to pay all these things. So by the time everything's been skimmed off, they're not left with that much money, right? So why is Tommy Fury going to accept £500,000 to fight Jake Paul in the UK while Jake Paul makes millions and millions of pounds off Tommy Fury's name? He'll get knocked out, retire, and run off to the sunset with millions of pounds. Why would Tommy Fury do that? Right, it just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. And why would Jake Paul offer him that? If you want to fight, go and fight. Why are you trying to lowball him? Right, go and play his bluff. Go and say, you tell you what, I'll overpay you. I want to fight you that badly, I will overpay you. Why are you lowballing him? Do you want to know why? So his followers can turn around and go, oh, Tommy doesn't want to fight. He's not accepting the fight. It's the biggest purse of his career. Look at his last purse on the Tyson Fury undercard. It was probably, £10,000 or something, right? So now he's going to earn £500,000. It's embarrassing. He's backing out. But they're not understanding the economics of the sport, right? It's called lowballing someone. Tommy Fury's not going to let him earn millions and millions of pounds off his name, right? And yes, Tommy Fury needs Jake Paul to earn millions himself, right? But this notion that Jake Paul doesn't need Tommy Fury is nonsense. He needs Tommy Fury, right? Tommy Fury sells this fight just like Jake Paul does, right? So why the fuck would Tommy Fury let Jake Paul earn millions and millions of pounds? Because that's what would happen. It'd knock him out and then Jake Paul run off to the sunset. It's not going to happen, is it? Would you let someone you don't like earn millions and millions of pounds off your name, right? So again, this is the manipulation, what he does with his followers, right? Because people will see it and go, it's £500,000. You're fighting a YouTuber, fight him. Listen, Tommy has a lot to pay out, like any fighter does, right? So by the time everything's been skimmed off, what's he left with? Right? In the boxing sense, it does nothing for his legacy, this Tommy Fury. It's embarrassing, to be quite honest with you. It is. The whole thing's embarrassing. I'm sure he's embarrassed to even being linked with Paul. It is. It's embarrassing. The family's embarrassed. The whole thing's embarrassing, right? So the only thing he's getting out of this is money. Is big money, right? So there's no point fighting Jake Paul if you're not going to earn big money. That's why people put up with the bullshit. That's why ex-MMA fighters come in to lose and take the money. They're not bothered about the legacy. They want the money, right? So you fight Jake Paul for the money. So why the fuck would you fight him for no money, right? Not going to happen, is it? So stop listening to him, right? Again, he's just manipulating you. Very simple. If you want the fight, go and fight Tommy Fury in the UK. Call his bluff if you think he's so scared. Say, you know what, Tommy? I'll pay you more. I think you're that scared of me. I'll pay you more. How about that? I just want you in the ring. You don't hear him say that, do you? And this opponent he's dragging out on August the 6th is Hasim Rahman. It's a boxer. I did say if he fights a boxer, I'll say fair play. So I will. I'll say fair play, right? But in my opinion, he won't be coming to win this bloke. He won't. He'll just come. He'll treat it as a sparring session. I get it's a norm that sparring partners will fight, right? A lot of the times when you fight someone, you probably would have sparred them in the past, right? So it does go on. It goes on. It goes on at every level, right? But this will just be a glorified sparring session. It will do horrendous buys. Serrano's not a draw, right? She's not as much as a good fighter Serrano is. Yes, her profile has increased, but she's not a big draw. Now, you go on the street and say, do you know Amanda Serrano? They say, who? Right, so she's not a big draw. So it's going to bomb, isn't it? It's going to bomb. Right? It wouldn't surprise me if the whole thing gets pulled, to be quite honest with you. If it is a legit fight, I'll hold my hands up. Like, I have no issue in saying, fair play to Jake Paul. This was a legit fight. The guy came to win and he won the fight. I have no issue. Because the guy's probably on... The guy's he's probably a little bit better than Paul. I don't know. He's not great. You've got to realise that some of the clips that you see in of Rahman fighting, especially against Mackenzie Morrison, who was Tommy Morrison, son, former legend, sadly passed away. Tommy Morrison, he was in Rocky 4, Rocky 5. So he's very well known in the boxing game. So he fought his son, and yes, his son gave him a pasting, right? Mackenzie Morrison is better than Jake Paul, so he will look bad, right? When he's fighting Jake Paul, he won't look as bad because Jake Paul is technically a really poor boxer. As I always say, Jake Paul is a technically poor boxer. Take away the profile and just look at him, right? Doesn't even keep his hands to his chin. He's always like that. No head movement, terrible footwork, not the best shot selection. It's not that bad, to be fair, but it's not great. Defensively awful, doesn't ride shots, doesn't parry shots, doesn't slip shots. Just a really bad boxer, and it's to be expected, right? Considering his experience, I just don't buy into the bullshit and the edited videos and the nonsense, right? His followers do because they listen to him, right? My job is to tell you the fucking truth, which is the guy's shite. Like, he's shit, right? And so he should be, right? Has he improved for a YouTuber? Yes, but in regards to professional boxing, he's a really poor boxer. So he won't. So it'll just look like really poor boxers fighting with really bad foot movement and just terrible ring IQ. It'll just look awful, to be quite honest with you. And it'll just be a sparring session. So make no mistake, Jake Paul win that fight. He's already talking about other fights, isn't he? So why are you talking about other fights, right? If this is the first professional fighter you're fighting, surely you'd be worried. Surely you'd be concerned. When I say professional fighter, I mean a boxer. Right, so why are you so confident you're going to win this fight? You're so confident because you know Rahman's going to take the money, right? Throw a few punches, probably go on the floor, or just take the points win. Or Paul will take the points win. So it'll be a glorified sparring session. Make no mistake about that. But stop buying into all this bullshit, right? If he really wants to fight Tommy Fury, go and fight in a different country, right? And pay him what he deserves. It's as simple as that, right? These guys need each other to make money. They do in the boxing game, right? And I believe Tommy Fury will knock Jake Paul out if he's allowed to, very comfortably. So why the fuck should Jake Paul be allowed to earn millions and millions of pounds and Tommy Fury earn fucking nothing? Not going to happen. Stop listening to it. Right, let me know what you think. Do you think we'll ever see the fight? Do you think Jake Paul's just trying to use Tommy's name to build his own fight? Let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe, let me know.